What's up, everybody? It's Joe La Puma. You were watching the Complex Sneakers podcast. As always, I'm with my two guys. First off, to my right, Mr. Matt Welty.
Almost the end of the year, but we're still here giving you content.
Still here. To my left, dressed in all black. Besides the shoes, Mr. Brendan Dunne.
I think this is the last episode of the year, right?
It is the last episode of the year.
We're still rolling on Full Size Run. I think the Full Size Run season finale will be next week. But yeah, we're going away for a few weeks here on the Complex Sneakers podcast. We'll be back soon enough.
That's it. It's been a year, guys. It's been a year.
Got to take a couple weeks off here and there.
Yeah, holiday season. Make sure you guys binge some episodes that you may have missed. That's what's great about the holiday season. Hopefully you have some days off from work.
Hopefully wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah, hopefully you go back through the archive.
You guys in the holiday spirit yet?
I did some Christmas shopping this weekend. I think I have almost all of my Christmas shopping done.
Wow.
Yeah, bought a book of poetry, bought a blender. Or maybe I should. Maybe the people in my life who I'm getting these things for listen to this. I don't know.
Okay.
Got to be careful. How are y'all on the Christmas shopping?
Not good, but I do last minute. But
Do you have ideas?
yeah, I have ideas. And I've started making the conversations, but I'm a little late this year. But I'll do it. I'll be there.
Welty?
I need to go make some things happen, but definitely I feel like I'm in the Christmas spirit this year.
Really?
Yeah. What
Why
does
is
that
that?
entail? Yeah.
I don't know. I think I know I've mentioned it many times on this show, but big fan of Macy's on 34th Street.
Did you go to it?
Yeah, I mean I go all the time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I go all the time because it's right next to the train station back to Jersey. But I feel like that's one of the quintessential New York City Christmas places. You walk past and see the window display.
Yeah.
You go in, you see all the Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
You watching with Sean Evans? He has a great view of the Macy's parade always.
Oh,
No invite.
No?
no.
Oh, well, still early.
I don't know if I've ever been to the Macy's at Christmas time. I've not shopped there many times before in my life.
And in terms of, being in the Christmas spirit around the building, are you doing any like gingerbread house making?
Oh, that's
with
interesting.
with the
You're
apartment
super
No, I
residents?
have not done that, but
No?
I have.
You know what
An
you should
ice
do
cream
is the-
social?
Or how about this? The ice cream in December in Jersey.
Yeah, sure. With the little Christmas sprinkles.
What I want to see you do at the apartment building is decorate the windows. You know the fake snow stuff.
Yeah.
Where
yeah.
you kind of like spray it on. The decals and things like that.
Do I have to put the fake candles in the window too?
Yeah, what decorations have you done for the building since you're in the Christmas spirit?
That's an excellent question. Actually,
yeah, I was
Joe.
just wondering.
Yeah.
I haven't. Come on.
What?
Little tinsel, maybe?
Come on, what?
I don't need to put any
Gingerbread-
decorations up, but I'm still in the Christmas spirit. Was
You
cranking.
gonna bake cookies for the tenants?
Was cranking Christmas music all weekend.
Okay.
Such as?
Some Nat King Cole, some Frosty the Snowman.
Did you build a snowman?
I mean, there wasn't any snow.
No
so.
snow just yet.
Yeah, Christmas music, in my family, there's one song. I have like a few. My cousin.
Dominic the Donkey?
Yeah, so my cousin is Dominic, my uncle Dom, OG, everyone knows. But,
everybody knows.
a little sore spot. Lou Monte's Dominic the Donkey, the Italian Christmas donkey.
Did we talk about this last year? This sounds familiar.
They don't like it. They don't like it, but that's the song that, sometimes when, Christmas Eve or whatever, they try to play it, my uncle and my cousin. Not big fans of
What are
Dominic
you guys
the
asking
Donkey.
for Christmas this year?
Peace. What?
Just finally some peace in my
peace,
life.
yeah, peace.
Some self-discipline.
Earth.
What's high on your list, Joe?
To be honest, candles. I love candles.
Yeah, some diptyque.
Yeah,
I
like
might go
candles.
to diptyque after this episode if you want to go.
Candles.
We can buy ourselves
I'll drop a
presents.
little.
A little wish list?
No.
You're gonna throw
No,
out the Amazon wish list?
no.
Now
I'm
you're
gonna
really
give you
done?
guys a cheat. I'm gonna give you guys a cheat code.
Oh.
Right now, the teak wood candle from Bath and Body Works. Not
Okay.
diptyque. Nothing crazy fancy.
I'm already out.
It's best smelling candle
What's
in
the
a
most
while.
you've spent on a candle?
Probably $100.
Can't relate. I did more, but I haven't.
But you
lit
did
it.
more? How
Yeah,
much?
I bought one of those big.
Yeah, you had the big diptyque.
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You had the G-Eazy joint?
I had whatever it's called. I still have it. It's like I haven't lit it yet.
Let me say this. One of the funny things about working in digital media is you get emails all the time for people, especially around the holiday time, saying, "Oh, we'd love for you to include this on your gift guide if you're working on any gift guides." We never really do gift guides like that, but I have to say, growing up as a kid in magazines, I would always love
So
a
good.
spread like that, a gift
So
guide
good.
about things
We
to
did
buy.
Complex used to do
We
it
do
though
gift
in the
guides.
pages, and it was always like the Illust snowboard, like
Even
nice
on
MP3 player.
Yeah,
some
exactly. Bradley was
headphones.
really good at putting those
I
pages
love a gift
together.
guide.
even on the website, we did that for years. I think
Really?
even as recent as maybe like 3 years ago.
Really?
Oh wow.
We did a bunch of gift guides. We had like a collective one for the website. I remember having to pick out like a bunch, like it was always like the same sneaker stuff, you know.
What's the
cleaners
must-have
and things
sneaker
like that.
of the Christmas season?
Putting us on the spot.
Yeah, go,
right now?
go.
Lost and Found?
Yeah, I would
Lost
put that
and Found
on.
Jordan, especially because it's a kind of a Santa colored sneaker,
Yep,
right?
and we'll
you could
get
see
to that.
Chris
We'll-
Kringle sliding down the city chimney with a pair of
Exactly.
those on
Just on
feet.
the page, just like design with like it being crooked. Yeah.
Christmas is almost here, and New Year's right after.
Any big plans for New Year's?
No, probably a small shindig.
Are you traveling?
I am.
Okay. Anywhere exotic?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I appreciate the question because, as you know, I'm a man who will pop out to an exotic locale.
Yeah, I thought maybe it's a little winter. You change the climate.
I thought so too, but there were other forces in my life that determined that was not going to be the case,
Okay.
and we'll keep it at that. Well, so you traveling?
Going to see my folks.
New Hampshire?
Yep.
Help them shovel some snow.
It actually snowed there yesterday.
You going to be shoveling when you're up there, or they got a snowblower?
I have to shovel the deck.
Uh-huh.
But my dad has a snowblower for
Ooh.
the driveway.
What about the roof?
I mean, you don't shovel the roof.
No,
but
you don't shovel the roof. No.
Where I come from, you do.
Really? You get up there?
Yeah, I spent some winters on a crew going up on people's roofs and getting snow off of there. Pays good money. You got to strap. You got to get a harness. You got to strap in. You got to have some.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't the harness. I didn't know if you had a spotter. All right, you use a harness.
No harness, and that you clip the things onto your shoes too to make sure you don't slide off.
Did you guys have Project Adventure in
What the
gym?
hell is that?
Project Adventure was a alternate gym course that you had to take, and it's like you had to climb things and
It's like a team building exercise, right?
yeah, but it was also like high up, and they would always harness you in, and then like you're on those things. I was never good at it. I always
know what you
hated
mean.
that the harness always.
were you a Clark Griswold?
I don't know.
I don't know. Do you know what that is?
No.
I don't know what that is.
Christmas Vacation?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
You never National Lampoons?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, just-
okay, yeah.
Where he's on the not the roof, but the house on the ladder. You've never seen this movie?
Yeah,
It's like one of the most infamous
yes,
scenes
I've seen
in-
it. I just forgot.
You're the big film nerd out here. You've never seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Maybe too pedestrian for.
He's on the ladder
cinema
swinging,
fanatic like
trying
me.
to put
I've
up,
never-
trying to,
I've never claimed to
trying
be
to
that,
put
by
up
the way.
the decorations.
Chase?
And yes, and he falls off.
I believe it.
Yeah. All right. We're off to a roaring start.
How have you never seen that? Never seen that movie?
I don't know, man. We all have our holes. We all have our cultural blind spots.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, is it just me or the comment section mentioned last week? Joe's looking like an 8 Mile extra.
I brought the beanie back today
in beanie
too.
mode. Yeah,
I
how
brought the
about
beanie.
that?
I haven't shaved. I'm keeping the beard for another couple days. I haven't shaved, but I brought the
Okay,
beanie
you're really
back.
on your Santa shit.
Yeah,
Ho ho ho.
I know. I wasn't gonna wear a Santa hat. Not
We
the
should
vibe.
do a. I wish
Christmas.
we
special?
could do a Christmas special. You think they would bring us back for one more week and decorate? You know, get a fake fireplace and things like
Get a
that.
Yule log.
Get
Absolutely.
a what?
Yule log.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No?
Nah. After today, nah.
Bah humbug?
I don't think they would, but we should plan. Here's what I would say.
Yes.
Next year, hopefully, next year we should do a Christmas special. We should do like for real.
With our good
know?
friends at eBay.
Yeah.
Do it inside the authentication center or something like
Something
that.
like that. Yeah, exactly.
Are you excited for that, Welty?
He's into Christmas, even
Yeah.
though he didn't decorate the apartment building.
You baking any cookies?
No, but I've thought about like getting some sort of tree situation.
Okay.
For the building or for,
For
your
my apartment.
For your apartment. Yeah.
Okay. Thinking is the first step to anything. So.
But I feel weird like living alone and just having like a tree in the corner. That's just me, but
why?
I don't know.
Man, you know what? Growing up, we always had the most anemic looking Christmas trees. 'cause
Really?
There was no way.
You're the
my
Charlie
mom-
Brown Christmas tree.
Yeah, no, for real, because there was no way that we were going to go out and pay money for a tree, for a real, like, sculpted looking Christmas tree, because that just wasn't what my mom was going to spend money on. And we lived adjacent to some BLM land, Bureau of Land Management property. So you could go into the woods and just find a tree and cut it down. But they were all these skinny, like anorexic, just not enough.
Did you cut it down yourself?
Yeah, were you cutting it down?
I mean, sure, anybody could. You could just. It wasn't a thick stump there on the tree, you know.
This guy on the roof cleaning the snow off, cutting down the trees in the forest. Who knew? Who knew he was a full service? A full service.
Did you use the axe from the full size run cold open this week?
Deep reference, but no, that wouldn't do the trick. The rubbery fake axe that we used as a prop for full size run in the cold open. That's the reference there.
Okay. Did that come out yet?
Yes, that's out now.
Go watch it. Big Body Best.
Oh,
part
talk
2.
about some energy. I'm sure that one was hilarious. I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, please do. What else is happening? Big shakeups in the F1 paddock, or we don't need to spend any time
we don't
on
know.
that. Okay.
Big,
Fred
yeah.
Vassar.
Listen, we won't talk UFC
Ferrari.
if you don't talk F1.
Is that a deal?
Just for this episode.
I was going to say,
we
there's
love,
no way.
You know, you have your passions. We have, and I like F1, but I'm not.
Talk about how bad the judges were.
It was a rough UFC weekend.
you just
Yeah, exactly. We just
agreed.
Deal.
You can't.
That's true.
Yeah. Can I follow up on a situation from a couple weeks ago? Because I did finally find a pair of Sambas, the human race Sambas, in the right size.
With the tongue?
It has a long tongue.
Did you get them in person?
I do.
Did you like them?
They're not for me. They're for somebody else in my life.
But did you like them as a shoe?
Yes, I like them as a shoe, but the tongue is quite long, but it's not so long as to prevent the wearer from getting a fit off. And also,
Did tongue fuck it?
right? But also, I watched a YouTube video. There's a way you can slide the tongue down, not fold it over the laces like they used to do when they're actually playing soccer with them. But there's, the little, actually, this is one of the technical shoe terms I don't know. Do you know the term for the little cut in the tongue where your laces go in?
No.
Is there a term for that?
I don't know what it is.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Slit?
You know the thing I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I would never know the term.
But basically, if you unlace the Sambas, this is on a long tongue Samba, and you can just slide the tongue down and basically
Fold it.
not fold it. You kind of fold it under in the toe, and then you put the slit part at a different. I'm doing a bad job explaining this, but
It makes sense.
At
I
a
get
different
what
part
you're saying.
along the laces, and then it just shortens the tongue. So that's a little tip. I don't know. Go watch the YouTube video. I didn't explain it super
Maybe
well.
we do
but
a YouTube short with you.
you got a tutorial?
I didn't
Vertical video?
Yep.
I didn't realize that. So people were saying that you had mentioned on here that Samba's, sold out at the Adidas Soho original store.
Just hard to find.
But actually, if you go on Adidas's website,
Yeah.
the white Sambas with the gum in the
Classic,
black
yeah.
stripes are completely sold out. Maybe spare for like a size 15 or something like that on the website. It's just so funny
That's
that
crazy. I have a DS pair.
that shoe's like having a moment right now. I don't want to say it's having this like huge moment, but it's probably more of like a pop cultural.
Yeah. It's not a sneakerhead moment as much, you think?
Yeah, not as much, but like maybe akin to 7 years ago when the Stan Smith took off, and you'd be on 50th Street seeing people coming out of the J. Crew with the white and green Stan Smiths on. But you saw that like 24/7 in New York City during.
Yeah. You think the Samba's in a similar space right now?
I just think it's such a, like you said, a non-sneakerhead popular shoe, but it also is having that, like, we were talking about this the other day, and I want to get into this. The Sambas, like, I would put sneakerheads in. This isn't me being judgmental, but I would put sneakerheads in like light quotes, because there are some like energy models that have come out in the past year or so
For the Samba.
for the Samba, but I wouldn't really say that like the same audience who's like going after Cherry 11s or Lost and Found Jordan 1s or Travis Scott's is going for the Samba collabs, maybe, but maybe not as much
I agree
crossover.
With that. Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, you had like, we were talking about like the Wales Bonner Samba. I just don't, it's not a bad shoe, but I just don't understand.
I like those a lot.
I don't understand it. I also don't hang out in Nolita, so.
He just wanted to get that bar off. That was all just a long build up for that.
No, but like though you had those few models,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden somehow it transfers over to like the Samba being sold out.
Yeah. But I think it's also one of those things that maybe we just overlooked, and sometimes we are so focused on a specific sector of shoes.
Yes.
And these small, I don't want to say small numbers, but like there are sneaker things that can pass us by, and I wasn't paying that much attention to how big the Samba has been, and then all of a sudden it was just a reality check of going to the store where people actually buy the shoes, which is something we got to do more, you know, and being like, oh wow,
Well, I mean, I saw, so they have They have the white with the black, but they also have a bunch of just suede versions of the Samba.
Yeah.
They have like an orange suede.
How do you feel about a suede Samba? Is that not necessary?
So for me, and I've said this in the past, I don't think the Samba is a bad shoe.
Right.
But I think in that space for Adidas, there's just so many more exciting models that are similar to a Samba.
Yeah.
But just like not, the Samba isn't my choice.
Some more nuance to it.
Yeah, it's like the Samba is kind of like, when you get into those shoes, it's like the Samba maybe akin to like the 574 for New Balance. It's like the beginner pack.
Versus like, what is the Adidas shoe that you're into?
Maybe like a tobacco.
Yeah, so you're saying
That's
like the
his thing.
Samba is to National Lampoon what like Carol is to the tobacco.
Ooh.
I don't think that's
Ooh.
fair. I think those are two completely different things. But
I'm
Samba's
making
just
an analogy.
Samba's just such a classic indoor soccer shoe.
yeah, I don't think
Like
there's
that was it's like the Copa of the indoor soccer.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the Samba. So don't I don't want people to be like, oh, Welty hates Sambas, he's gatekeeping, yada yada yada. It's just like it's just like when you get into that like collector world of suede Adidas, there's just other models that people like a Trim Star, tobacco,
Backies?
yeah, backies, the Adidas handball Spezial, like
Spezial, of course.
those
that's your
shoes
thing.
I just think are more exciting. But Samba, having a moment.
Yeah.
Having the-
Speaking of exciting shoes, should we give some away?
yeah.
It's time.
We are giving away a free pair of sneakers like we always do here on the Complex Sneakers podcast with our good friends at eBay. Here's how you can win a pair of sneakers. You can go to ebay.complex.com and submit a question for us. If we pick your question out and respond to it here on the air, we're going to send you a free pair of sneakers. Again, this is courtesy of our good friends at eBay and their authenticity guarantee program. Welty, what sneakers are we giving away this week? I see a box behind your chair, but I don't know what it is.
Oh,
These ones,
okay.
very rare.
Are they?
Oh, right. Yeah. This is
Shout
one that
out
kinda
our guy
sneaked up on me.
Nick, who's done so much work for us on the show. I
Nick
know
Bianco.
he had a hard time actually tracking down
This shoe for the giveaway?
this shoe because it was just there was so few of them out on the market that actually to find it was a task in itself. But finally they're here. So shout out to the good folks at eBay. So this is the Levi's collaboration. But as everyone knows, there was the Levi's 990 V3
Yeah.
in two colorways. There was a gray and a blue, but they also did a Levi's 992,
Wow.
which these were way more limited than.
So this is New Balance Levi's 992.
Yeah. It has a gray denim on here. Super hairy suede.
Can you pass those around? I won't ask you to throw them, but
So
I've never seen
I
these in
think
real life.
one of the tidbits about this shoe
I feel it.
is that the
Wow, these look good.
Yeah.
I
denim-
slept on these.
the denim on it is actually upcycled from vintage denim.
These are good.
That's cool.
So super
It's
rare
a heavy
shoe.
shoe too, right?
Yeah.
Super rare New Balance. That's not a shoe that if you throw on, you're going to see other people walking around in it.
And I
So-
like it too because it's so subtle. Because you wouldn't necessarily know it's not the flashiest of collabs, and it's very much in the vein of a gray New
but
Balance.
up close, it's the details that matter.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
beautiful sneaker. Who are we giving these away to?
We are
Joe?
giving these away to Matthew Albano from Los Angeles. And Matthew asks, with all the great collaborations that took place this year, what non-collaborative sneaker would you call top general release this year? So I was looking back at our mid-year list, at the end of the year list that's been, that we've been discussing. A lot of them are collaborations, not going to lie.
Of course.
Even the general purpose shoe, this question,
It's a
they're
collaboration.
It's a
Tom Sachs,
collaboration.
yeah, doesn't count.
I'm interested to what you said that you have one. So
Okay.
let's throw to him.
So the question specifically is, what is the top general release shoe of the year? Or can I say my favorite?
Yeah,
Okay, because
you're gonna have. Yeah.
Well, I think the answer for the top one,
it's just Panda Dunks, right?
no, the top one is the Lost and Found Jordan 1.
right.
Okay,
That's true.
Are we calling that a general release?
That is. Yeah.
Yeah.
because of how many pairs they made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my favorite, and this is a sneaker that I can't remember if I've talked about on here or not, but I've talked about amongst our colleagues, and a lot of people made fun of me for being excited about it. I never said it was going to be a huge shoe. I just said I was excited about it.
Yep.
I was. Welty knows.
Is this
Oh.
the Air Max TN?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
The
copper
Scarab Air Max TN.
is a not copper.
Yeah.
It has a metal look
You know the one
to
I'm
it.
talking.
Yeah.
It is a sheen. To
Did you
it.
get it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Someone with a swoosh account helped
Yeah,
me
you
lock
were
the
on
pair
an
down.
island about that one a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
look-
Which I love. I love when that happens.
You know, our
I love
idiosyncrasy should be celebrated.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Joe. So I'm not going to go out there and call it the best GR of the year, but this is a Air Max sneaker that I was excited about that you really didn't anticipate coming back at all. Was a sleeper, wasn't a hard shoe to get, but just I think a shoe that in a couple years I'm going to be really excited to wear. I haven't really brought them out of the box more than a couple times just to admire them. Certainly haven't worn them yet, but Nike Air Max TN.
It was a grail colorway. Like in Europe, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a. I mean, our friend Magdi at Archive DNA knows the full detailed breakdown of exactly when and where the shoe came out. But basically, you know, just kind of a colorway from back then that hasn't been back out. I think it originally came out 2001. Magdi, don't kill me if I got that wrong. Just let us know in the comments. But yeah, I was super excited to buy those back, and maybe we'll talk more about our favorite sneakers of the year. But to me, that's a great underrated one. What do you guys think?
Tough one for me.
And are you going to go personal here?
Yeah, I would say one, I guess, like that's a GR by definition. No collab. I have a lot of history with it. I've said it many times. I wore it to practice in middle school with the little number jersey. I thought I was flexing. You know, the Air Max Penny One Orlando coming back.
Yeah.
I got the social status ones, but the GR.
Yeah.
The GR, I just love that Penny one.
Did you get the Stussy ones? Or Stussy Air Penny 2s yet?
No, I didn't.
Are you going to? Do you want to get those?
That's big JLP shoe.
I know. It is.
Oh, the all black Penny 2s.
It is.
Yeah. That feels automatic for you.
It is, but
Kith tracksuit, Stussy Penny 2s.
Well, he's taking
well,
care
you
of
got
the
the whole
outfit
fit,
for you.
the whole Christmas Eve fit, man. Just show up to Christmas Eve ready to drop
Nike running hat.
ready to drop 15 and 12
Full
on the
roadman
7
attire.
fishes. Yeah, I would say I like the Air Max Penny One coming back in the Orlando colorway.
Okay. Welty, what about you? Top GR of the year.
So few shoes, and I think we can say that it's maybe, I don't know if it's considered GR. It's kind of a collaboration, kind of not. A lot of the Teddy Santis New Balance Made in USA collection, kind of a collab, kind of not. You saw those shoes everywhere, so I kind of saying it's not. Maybe it feels like a GR to some extent, like it's a cool GR.
Yeah. I guess GR, I don't know where exactly we draw the line on that designation in terms of them making a lot of pairs versus them being available at accounts that aren't boutique-y and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, that gray and like brownish 990 V3 I thought was a great shoe. Also, the redo of the protection pack, New Balance 2002. Yeah, love those shoes. And the 990 V6 I thought was a nice shoe. Still haven't got my hands on a pair, but I'd like to try them out.
You absolutely will. I'm certain of that.
Other shoes that you love, what are you wearing? What do you got on feet?
This has been such a contentious
I
shoe.
know.
I'm glad you stepped out of them.
Yeah, standing on it. Literally standing on
These
it.
are Up There store, who had a great 2022, 2002, or the second part of the Backyard Legends collaborations. Shout out Australia.
Okay.
When are we going to Australia?
We need to go. There's
Somebody
so many
from
people.
Australia, bring us out there for an in-store event or something like that.
Oh, he said it right into his camera.
So I have to say the quick backstory on these is that Welty loves this sneaker and the other Up There 2002 R that came out this year, and some of our coworkers have disagreed with him in the strongest possible terms.
2 of you included.
Yeah, not my
What?
favorite.
I didn't.
I like the
No,
first
that's
one's
not
better with the
included. I
shroud.
never said I hated that shoe.
I
I never said it. I never.
I like the first one a lot, and I said that.
Well, I really like these.
And I never said I didn't like them. I like those fine. There are other people who work here who really, really don't like them. That's not me.
They be activating in the Slack sometimes. Yeah,
That's not me.
Yep.
We're talking about the sneakers we have on feet. Joe, what are you wearing?
finishing the year up, Lorenzo G took a Denham Air Max 95, did his thing on it.
That was a really slept-on collaboration, I feel like.
I really like those. These, though, he did his twist on it. These are the Kiwi Lorenzo G Customs. Brought them out, some fall tones, even though it's winter and it's cold. This is how we're ending the year. Wore a lot of Lorenzo G Customs this year, and thought it was right to bring these out.
You might be his #1 customer. You've paid a lot of money.
You got him on
for
the payroll
Lorenzo
yet,
G.
Joe?
Payroll?
You just you got him on retainer or whatever?
No, but we talk.
He spends a lot of money with them. Believe that.
Yeah, I like these
You
Kiwis.
know, fun trivia bit, and I'm not sure if maybe that's why you brought these out, but Brendan Dunne is allergic to
Kiwi?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what my mom told me, but I haven't eaten a kiwi in 25 years or something like that. I suspect maybe I'm not actually.
Do you want to give it a go after this? I'm sure there's maybe
you
one
wanna
in
do
there.
it?
Should we do it on camera?
Yeah, why not? Just eat the kiwi out of the kiwi.
You have I hope you've at least seen Hitch.
Yes.
You know what? I don't know if I ever watched it.
Wow, that you should watch it. That's a good movie.
Will Smith when he eats the
Yeah.
lobster and he just
Yeah,
wait,
I
you
know-
never
I know
saw
that,
Hitch?
yeah.
It's a good.
I can't remember.
All right, that's a good watch.
All right. I'm doing Jound Asics Gel Cayano, a sneaker that Matt Welty made fun of me for. I guess flip-flopping on. My friend Shabby gave me a pair. Thank you, Shabby. I like them. They've turned into a regular wear for me, so they're in the rotation.
Okay, so Matthew Albano, Los Angeles, you're getting these super rare New Balance Levi's collab. Enjoy them.
Beautiful. I guess while we're talking about our favorite sneakers that have come out this year, and since we are toward the end of the year,
Yeah.
I feel like we can just spend the rest of this time talking about our favorite shoes of the year. And maybe we could talk a little bit about also our sneaker of the year list.
Yeah.
That list is not out quite yet. A version of it appeared at ComplexCon for the sneaker
Will
of
we
the year
be
panel.
back to discuss that or no? That go
I'm not
one
sure
by
the
one?
timing,
Okay.
so
maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah.
we
who
could
knows?
talk about a little bit of it, but I do think it's fun to have some space for our favorite sneakers, and then, like I said,
Yeah.
the ones we picked as the more consensus sneakers of the year. Talk about the differences and why we picked them, but
Yeah.
I don't know what else is on your guys' list for personal favorites.
I
So,
feel like-
so let's preface this. This is personal favorite, guys. This is,
This is so much more fun to do.
Yeah, but-
this
but-
is so much more fun to do than the sneaker of the
Well-
year list.
Well, should we before we even get into it, should we try and explain what the sneaker of the year list is? Then when we do that, because a lot of times people are like, how did you arrive at this?
okay. So for the sneaker of the year panel at ComplexCon, for the sneaker of the year complex list, what I would say is that we have a list and we set a baseline. And when I say we set a baseline, there's like maybe out of the 10, I would say 6 maybe are guarantees that
Right.
unanimously all make
The
it.
most popular, like if you follow the Complex Sneakers Instagram, it's like basically the shoes that they've been a consistent. You've seen them throughout the year. They keep on popping up.
And many factors. Story, you don't have to like them, but like how big of a shoe, how much impact. Just like like I said, unanimously, these make it.
I would say unanimous, but also when it comes to the year, the most like ubiquitous shoes
Yeah.
to some extent too.
Yeah, the shoes that we feel our audience is into the most too. Like we try to strike a balance of reflecting what the people who come to our site and who watch our programming are into, and also what we think is good, and try and balance it there. So if there's a huge shoe that we don't necessarily appreciate or we felt like wasn't that good, but it's still a big event type sneaker in our world for the year and isn't incredibly offensive, then we feel like we need to put that space on there.
And what I would say is it's very the tough part is 10 through 8.
Yeah.
10 through 7.
Yeah.
That's the real tough part.
because
Even
it's like, what's the last shoe you want to include on the list? Sort of
that's the
thing.
tough part. The toughest part for me is always 10 through 8, 10 through 7, and then the top of the list is a little easier.
It's funny because as years have gone on, these lists have gotten easier and easier for me, because I feel like to some extent, I know my personal favorite shoes are going to be nowhere near the conversation of like,
Yeah.
these are the 10 best
Yeah.
shoes of the year.
Like those.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just kidding.
Again,
I'm just kidding.
again, for the record, I don't hate those.
I'm just kidding. I don't either. I'm just playing with him.
I really don't care.
Of
I'm not saying
course,
at this
that's
point.
why I would say it, because
No,
I know you don't care.
I know. But at this point, it's like my personal favorites, I feel like, are so far removed from what I know is going to be on the top 10-year
On
list.
our-
And you've
our
gotten a
list.
lot better at that.
Yes. But also, I
Still there.
Well, he
Okay.
used to die on that hill.
No, but like he's like
I feel like I used to argue things
Yes.
like a lot more.
You're more at peace with not having your personal favorites.
Yeah.
in the top 10 complex sneakers of the
he
year.
he gets it. And
it's
to his
totally
point, to
fine.
his credit, I'm sure there was a bunch of shoes that we put on lists that were not great, didn't age well, that he may have been right about. But like, yeah, I know that like you make a case for the shoes that you believe in, but he also doesn't get like tight about.
But I feel like sometimes I'm finding the space where I can look at it like objectively to some point, because I'm not trying to like be like, no, I really need this to make number 5, or I don't want this one on the list. I don't want.
They have a
that, where
word
it's
for
just
that.
like what.
Growth.
Oh, growth. You just see like, okay, what were the 10 biggest shoes
Yeah.
for our
Yeah.
audience
Yep.
this year?
Yeah, yeah.
Just look at it.
And that's why, to be honest, I'm interested in your list. I really am.
I thought when we were
I'm
coming.
actually interested in both your lists.
Well, let's go Welty first. So if you,
do we want to go?
No, let's go around the horn.
5.
Okay, our 5
Yes.
favorite sneakers
Then
of the
we
year.
go 4, 3.
Yes.
Was that
Joe's doing the
clockwise or-
motions. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A wheel.
Exactly.
And then maybe at the end, can we do like one honorable mention of
Yeah.
like the one that we were thinking about that
Yeah.
didn't quite make the
Yeah.
bubble?
Yeah.
We're gonna get roasted. Let's go.
And I also, again, we'll save a little space to talk about Complex's sneakers of the year.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
We don't want to
Welty.
give it away, but yeah, a little bit, of course.
So I feel like you always say the last one on the list is always like the hardest one because you feel like it's capped at that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like other things aren't going to make it. Am I sure that this is like the 5th shoe that I want? You know.
Yeah. Are you doing these in order?
I put mine in order, but
I did
like
not put mine in order.
I put mine in order.
That's why we're saying.
Fuck. Okay. Go ahead.
You'll have what, like a few minutes to tabulate it while we go back to you.
Yeah, go.
But I would say this shoe I feel is important, and I know it's also going to be on the list from Joe, and I'm okay with that.
Me?
Yes, but different color. So number 5 for me, from Paris, by way of Lebanon, by way of Hayastan, Armenia.
Keep going.
Our friend Arthur Carr.
Okay.
Yes.
Les Arts de l'Automobile.
Oh, we put a little sauce on it
Solomon.
too.
Paris
Put a
real
little
quick.
sauce on it. What color? You like the other one though.
I like the green.
Okay.
And orange and yellow.
Arthur Carr Solomon
Yes.
collaboration.
Love
What's the
that
model?
one.
The ACS Pro Advance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Abri Sape.
So out of all the Solomons,
Oh, now we know why it's
okay,
on
yeah,
there.
look, he came.
Okay. Anyways, but I do love the shoe.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, bias. It does feel great to see
Of
Armenian
course.
designer
Mm-hmm.
get such well received shoe and also have a huge moment this year. I know he's a friend of all of ours, and we loved having Arthur on the show and everything that he's done in the space. But he's also like had a moment for himself.
Yeah.
In 2022, being on the Drake album, having a successful sneaker collaboration.
Yeah.
Great to see. And the shoes are awesome. Solomon's having a huge moment.
Yep.
So it's not like out of the line to say a Solomon is your personal favorite of the year.
It's not out of line to say anything's your personal favorite.
Exactly.
These are personal favorites. Nobody can be
Exactly.
upset. Well, I'm sure some people on Twitter will
Oh,
be
yeah,
upset.
people
Or,
are
you
gonna-
know,
I mean, I know
But
some
that's-
people,
that's good.
some people might argue.
Like he said, what did he say? I want all the smoke. So didn't Arthur say that?
I know some people may say, a lot of people in the Margellas.
Margella's over the Arthur Carr ones.
I love
in terms of
those
Solomon
two.
collabs.
They didn't make my list, but like I was talking about
The
those
MM6.
those Margiela Solomons, like
The tan,
sounds-
the tan, green, and red
yes,
hair, or whatever.
at the base
pink.
level, like it sounds a little cliche and corny, but it's like when you buy a pair of sneakers and you're like, oh man, I wonder if I'm gonna like really mess with these. And then every time you put them on, you love them. Best feeling in the world. That's how I feel about the Margiela Solomons. Didn't make my list, but
Great
I love
shoe.
them.
Okay, Joe, what's the first one up?
Number 5 for me, maybe recency bias, but I don't think so because I love the color blocking. Takes me back to an older era of the Mad Hectic type of
Yes.
the triple collab.
Yes.
I remember the glossy pages of Complex magazines, New Balance before. My colleague was like beating New Balance into my head, but I was like, these are dope. I like these. And then Stray Rats 580. Khaki purple, homaged them. They didn't bring them back, but they homaged them, and they did their own color blocking. I've been wearing these for weeks. Very comfortable.
New Balance MT580. I've been,
And
I've
I
been
love
ready
that-
for this New Balance MT580 moment to happen. I got a history piece on a sneaker coming.
And I love that there were so many great New Balances. On the Complex Sneaker of the Year list, you're going to see potentially a Joe Freshgoods New Balance. And they were great. I wore the pink ones. I love those. But I think these are my favorite New Balance of the year.
Yeah.
And that's my number 5 shoe. I think you like the shoe. You like the shoe.
No.
But you don't. Wait.
This
you
is
don't
another.
not,
This is another insider argument we
Right,
had.
you don't not like the shoe,
Hold
but
on,
you don't
hold on,
think-
hold on.
Wait. So I don't mind the shoe. I think it's a totally fine shoe. I had said that I don't like Stray Rats doesn't mean much to me as a brand. Like
said
not
that, yep.
Not a big fan of their clothes. So like I'm not like, oh snap, like a Stray Rats collab, like I need to get it. I think the shoes look okay. My argument was, and I don't know if we want to pull the curtain back or whatever, is that you were going super hard for this shoe to be included in the actual Complex top 10 sneaker of the year list, and I'm like,
Some people agreed with him too.
Almost everybody agreed with me, but go on.
but there are so many just better shoes out there in general that like.
So
look,
the whole
look,
objectivity
hold on.
thing,
No.
we just threw it out the window.
No. Because here's what I'm saying. Here's where I'm going objective.
Okay.
Here's where I'm
listening.
Here's
No,
where
no,
I'm
you're
going
doing-
objective on it. They're just so, like, if you're gonna like shoehorn like a personal favorite shoe in as number 10,
which I'm not.
okay, that's a personal favorite shoe, right?
Well,
you can't say personal favorite because
almost
multiple.
everybody in the group agreed
Okay,
with me.
Yes.
Okay.
So that
If you're
that's
gonna
not personal.
shoehorn that shoe in as number 10
Okay.
to show like a bit of personal taste or whatever.
Yeah, put it back
There
on
are
there.
just so many better shoes out there that aren't even New Balance. There's better New Balance shoes out there than that shoe, but there's also better shoes out there that were just bigger and more well received by our audience than that sneaker. To say that this is actually one of the top 10 best shoes of the year from the objective point of view,
Can I
I
ask
just think
you?
that's crazy.
Can I ask you a question though?
What?
Taking yourself out of it, if multiple people on staff thought it could be a top 10 shoe of the year, and obviously in the upper echelon of New Balances of the year, what do you think that they saw in the shoe?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. I really don't know. I just think that there's like I feel like the shoes that you're wearing right now were a much more popular shoe than the straight
Asics Gel Kayano.
down.
Yeah.
I think we're a much
Sounds
more
so shabby.
popular shoe
Thank you.
this year.
Yeah.
I know.
You're right.
I know you have.
That's fair.
But
but
we don't base it all off popularity. We try to be, critical about it to a
do you
certain
think there's
extent.
10 New Balances of the year that are better than this?
Probably yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask
No,
that because
easily.
that's just like a
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
I genuinely do not think that it's that good of a New Balance shoe this year that it should be included in the actual top 10 sneaker of the year list.
Which, spoiler alert, we didn't include it in the top 10 sneaker of the year list, despite all my apparent, bias and desperate attempts to get my
he said
personal
shoehorning.
favorites into the list. It's not on there. But I will echo Joe here and mention, again, I don't have my top 5 of the year ranked in any way, but I will say also that the New Balance MT580 Stray Rats collaboration is on my top 5 favorite sneakers of the year. It was my favorite New Balance of the year. I felt like it was the right amount of nostalgic, but also just nice to see again. The MT580 coming back around again. I referenced earlier. Huge fan of that silhouette. Happy that it's back in the mix. I think that the marketing materials around it were really cool.
Yeah.
Just that colorway. Both of them. I love that sneaker. I do agree with Welty in that it wasn't as coveted as a lot of the other shoes on our list, and I feel like that's an important factor because, I think you can go still buy them for retail right now, and I think that should, kind of help inform for us how much people wanted the shoe. I don't think that's the ultimate determining factor, and I don't think going to eBay or StockX and looking at the resale price is the ultimate determining factor, but I think those things can guide us, and I think that it helps guide us here in terms of maybe for that reason it's not worth putting on the top 10 of the year list, but for my personal favorite, absolutely.
And to me, totally fine to have it as because
Well, yeah, I could put anything on my personal list.
I know,
don't need your okay for
but
that.
I'm just saying all these years, look back upon, personal favorites or whatever, something you may have personally really been attached to or whatever. And then, no, it is, I mean, that's just the way I'm viewing it.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe sometimes you look back in 5-6 years, 'cause you've been doing this for so long that you're that really wasn't the 10th best shoe, as a historical archive of the best sneakers of the year.
like you said too, I think, which is a little caveat. I was in Miami when they released. I went into Lower East Coast and I was like, hey, you probably don't have any left. Do you have the Stray Rats? And they're like, yeah, we have size 11.5. And it was a return to wait a minute. I just walked into a store.
Oh, that's a beautiful
I
feeling,
walked into a store. I got the shoes. I left with
Yeah.
them. That was listen, you always hear about it. Oh, I miss the days of walking into a store and felt good.
It could be a good thing.
Felt good. So I'll remember that.
Also, Jown 990 V3, the olive green colorway, way better than the Stray Rats 580.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree.
All Gone 991s,
Is it on your list?
way better. No, they're not even on my list.
You can't just start naming.
I'm just saying they're objectively better. Either way,
We're back
they're
to
just
the-
objectively better.
All the growth has been rescinded.
Well, hey, these are personal favorites.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did
Do I have to go again?
Are we doing this snake style?
Did
I
you say
said MT580, the New Balance Stray Rats, same as you. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now
Am I back on?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I've actually been keeping track all year and writing ones down. And now I have a little bit too many, so I'm kind of culling them on the spot. I'm gonna cross. I did have the Scarab TN on my list, but I'm gonna cross that off here since I just mentioned it. And again, this is no particular order, but I'm going to say the Union Nike Dunk Pack. And this is another one that we very much considered to be on our top 10 sneakers of the year list. It was kind of on the bubble for a minute. I think that this was probably the best dunk of the year. I think the storytelling around it was amazing. Chris Gibbs really kind of taking it back to the maybe no, I don't want to say glory days, that sounds, but a different era in the dunk, and when he was sourcing pairs, from all over the world, and the storytelling around it, the materials on a dunk, something we hadn't seen before. You open up the box and the tissue paper in there is a passport looking packaging. Yeah, I don't think we needed 3 colorways. I just have 1 pair of them that I bought, but I like those dunks a lot, and I think that in a era flooded with dunks, I think those stood out, and I think those will stand the test of time. But I did not shoehorn them onto the top 10 list, so don't worry. This is one of my personal favorites.
Okay.
Do you like those?
I do like those.
Yep.
I didn't get them, but I gifted them I bought them for a gift, and it's like, I think there is something to say when you buy a pair of sneakers for a gift and like you choose the ones that it shows, even if you don't own them, like your affection to them. It was like one that really
got your stamp of approval.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was a good shoe, but I think maybe it faded a little bit, like as far as like the complex top 10, like down like the stretch of the year. Like,
I agree, but I think you also have to look at every shoe like that in recency bias. And naturally, some of the shoes that came out in the past 2 months feel more exciting. But where will they be at in 6 months? Will they look like the Union Dunk looks
like,
now?
Not top 5 shoe of the year list, but I think when it came to dunks, maybe personal favorite, I liked the Huff Tribute Dunk over
that was a special shoe
over the Union.
Okay.
That's just like, if I had to pick a dunk this year to go with, that was it.
Fair enough. Joe, where are you at? You guys' list are ranked, so where?
Yeah, number 4, we talked about him several minutes ago. The number 4 for me, L'Art de l'Automobile Salomon ACS Pro. The
Arthur Carr
collab. He turns the Eiffel Tower on. He also produces great shoes. And he did produce a great collaboration with Salomon. I wore it all the time, wore it at Complex Con.
And do you have both colorways?
I do have both colorways. And I just like, again, we're talking about like some real base level, walked into the store, got the stray rats. But like, I will say, whenever I wear these shoes, like people ask, what are those? It's one of those shoes, and to me, it's not
the
about
black and pink ones. Yeah,
exactly. It's not about that, but it's like it just speaks to the shoe, like the color blocking. It's something that stands out, and I wear them all the time. He nailed it. He was here. I told him it's going to be on my top 10 of the year, and sure enough,
he said merci.
Huh?
Said thank you.
Oh yeah, merci. I thought you said messy place today.
Right.
But that's my number 4.
Number 4 for me was a shoe that, like we said, shoes that came out earlier, but somehow still remained, strong in your heart as the year went on. I do think that, as we mentioned, the shoes you have on right now, I feel like Asics had a huge year. Wanted to have an Asics on the list because I feel like I wore Asics, not like a crazy amount, but there were a lot of shoes that they did that I liked. Talk about Australia. I feel like Australia had some good regional sneaker collaborations this year, which was cool to see because you got a collaboration now and it comes out at every store within the brand's account range.
Yeah, all over the globe.
Yeah, but now it's like, it was cool to see New Balance and Asics do shoes that only release in Australia.
And it's like the thing that Joe was talking about of taking it back to the era of you walk into a store and the shoe's still on the shelf, or you walk into a store and you can buy something that isn't available anywhere else. That's a special feeling.
Yeah, so for me, I think the shoe ended up being kind of popular was the Highs and Lows Asics 1130. I remember selling 1130s and like back in the Dick's Sporting Goods days, which is really funny because that was like a doorbuster shoe. On Black Friday that was like on sale for like $59.99, and it was just like for people going running in New Hampshire. But Matt from Highs and Lows did a great job on it. I think I remember talking to Ronnie about it, and he's like, I'm not surprised, but he's like, that's like a harder shoe to do a good collaboration on.
Oh, interesting.
And Matt killed it.
Yeah.
So shout out Matt, Highs and Lows, also John, who did the shoe as well. They're doing a second part to the collaboration.
Oh, a little teaser.
Where they had put it out
Breaking
there.
some news, or?
But no. But they're doing it the pre-order model. So it's like the first one was super limited. Now they're actually letting whoever wants get the second one.
Nice. So that's your number
4.
Back to you, though,
Four
for number
sneaker
3.
year,
It's
so
like a
you're-
fantasy football draft.
A snake.
Yeah.
Snake draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the wheel.
And we volley right back to you for number 3.
Number 3. So now we're going to go New Balance. Because New Balance obviously had a huge year.
Yeah.
Love the brand, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I would say this is my 3rd best New Balance of the year, and I've mentioned it before on here. Word at Complex Con.
I'm sorry. This is your third favorite New Balance of the year?
Yeah, so the top.
Oh, so
Wait, so top 3 is all New
everything else
Balances?
is all
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I know it's not the Stray Rats.
This is the Beams Paperboy
Okay.
New Balance 920. I feel like the 920 is a really great shoe that doesn't get enough love.
Really? That's interesting. I would have thought that you would not like the 920.
I like it. I feel like there needs to be a little more love towards made in England New Balances.
Yep.
Because I feel like they do a lot of great shoes there. Our good friend of mine, Mark Godfrey, designed it as one of his last projects as the creative director of New Balance Made in
Any
England.
relation to Gilbert?
No. But
R.I.P.
RIP. Yeah, but
Legend.
I like it's becoming a little overdone. I feel like the two-tone shoes where
Like
it's like,
asymmetric?
yeah, the
Yeah.
right and left don't match. But I think Beams did a great job on it. Paperboy has had a few big collaborations this year,
Yeah.
so big fan.
Joe, where are
Going
we?
super niche here, guys.
Number 3?
CDG Thunder Max. I know that's a tough
No,
one.
but that's what
It's only
That's,
and to,
yeah, this
here's
is your
I thought that may have
exact
been your
lane.
number 1.
it's not number 1. But
Joe is right at home in a CDG.
yeah,
CDG
CDG Thunder Max. Thunder Maxes I wore in high school. It was an outlet shoe. It's a cult classic. Sean Weatherspoon and Yachty were talking about it years ago, and I was like, imagine if it ever comes back. The one that sticks out is that blue pair that I had. I know it's high for number 3, but again, this is personal
I
favorites.
thought that would have been your number 1.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
My number 1.
Now I'm wondering what
well,
his
here's
number
the thing.
1 is.
My 2 and 1 are kind of, I'm not going to lie, a little predictable. Just prefacing it out there. I just think because even though they are big shoes, we'll get to it. It's like what I thought. Like these are the best. Personal,
Okay.
if I had to like say, but CDG Thunder Air Maxes. I got the all black pair. I got the white and black pair.
And you Lorenz them.
And I have a bunch of Lorenz customs. I'm gonna take a photo and put them all together. That'll be a
Good,
nice,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
and I'll
nice
put them
mural somewhere.
exactly. But the Thunder
Billboard.
Maxes, I just remember. Like I love when shoes come back that you never thought would come back, and you distinctly remember years past, decades past, and it's a shoe that I wear all the time. And
Is that your most worn shoe that came out in 2022?
I think so.
It's right up there.
Yep. And to be honest, yeah, I made a last minute audible because I think if we're talking personal pairs,
Which we are.
it deserves to be in my top 3. It was going to be on my honorable mention, but it didn't make sense. I wore it the most.
Yeah.
I wore
That
it the
has to
most.
be in Joe La Puma's top
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
of the year.
Your-
Back to
Can
me.
I tell you which one I switched out for it though?
Yeah.
Please, yes.
The Alma Meniere 4.
Okay.
I love the Alma Meniere 4.
Still doesn't do anything for me.
Really? I love that
Maybe
shoe.
not nothing, but I just
I like it, but the buckle, has the snap on the heel.
Yeah.
I like the shoe.
I
but
love
that
that shoe.
snap
I don't
throws
think
me
I like
off.
it.
I
I
love
like the
that.
3 more than the 4.
Oh yeah.
I love that shoe, but like besides my top 2, I really wanted most of my top 5 shoes that I've worn a ton. Stray Rats,
for
been
sure.
wearing them since I got them. Arthur Carr Solomon,
Yeah.
you may see me this weekend with them. CDG Thunder Maxes, same.
Admirable. So I guess maybe we should have asked this question at the top, but are these personal top 5 favorites ones that we all actually own?
I don't own the Arthur Carr shoe. I wish
Okay.
I did,
Okay.
but that's the only one.
For the most part, then we
For
can
the
say.
most part.
Okay. I'm with you. Joe's looking at me, and
For the most
I
part.
think we know where we're going with that. But so again, mine aren't in any particular order, but I really, and I'm still having trouble picking on the spot here what doesn't make the list. But Look Studios Reebok Classic Leather.
shoe.
Yeah. I suspect a lot of people listening to this or watching this will have to look it up. No pun intended.
Hey, I just did. Oh, I love these. The floral print.
Yeah, the pink pair. Oof. This is just one of those ones, and I think I said it here or elsewhere on our programming, but it's just a classic neck breaker. If you wear this sneaker and people are just
that's
just
how I felt
looking.
about the exactly.
Yeah, you just what is that? And you know, Joe's breaking his neck live on set here, just doing anything for the programming. I love that. Yeah. Obviously, I'm a guy who likes Reebok a decent amount, and maybe even a guy who has his own Reebok shoe coming out eventually.
Ooh, you heard it.
But this one is just beautiful, you know. Not a detailed story that I'm obsessed with or anything like that. It's just a good looking shoe, a print that you don't.
And we love to see this guy in some white linen with these.
Yeah,
you know
where.
Maybe the wine country.
Really? Napa Valley?
Are you a wino?
No,
yeah.
I'm not.
No? But you could, you know.
Yeah, I would like to go.
I would like to see that spring. We put the fall, winter behind us. We
Please.
look ahead to spring.
Okay.
Some white linen in these.
Mm-hmm. Maybe the same backdrop where they shot the Windows XP wallpaper, the default, you know, that rolling grass green hill.
Get that gram off for me. I'll be the first one. You pin the comment. You pin my comment. Okay?
Thank you, Joe. Okay, so I guess that's my number 3. I'll go
number
two, again, in no particular order, but this is another sleeper sneaker, and this is one that I wore a lot, so it felt right to put it on here.
Which should be, you know?
Yeah. New Balance 990 V3, the sea salt colorway. I agree with all the comments about New Balance having a big year, a big couple of years. And I like the fact that there are some leather New Balance sneakers in there because I feel like when
Not a big suede guy?
Yeah, I just don't like suede sneakers that much. So I feel like I need to pick and choose my spots when it comes to the New Balances that I'm really going to wear a lot.
Like the stray rats?
Yeah. And yeah, I wear these pretty frequently. I think it's one of the better from the Teddy lines, and you know, I know it's not the most hyped one, but yeah, my pair's creasing up at this point. You know, I've had to wipe them down a few times. I really like this New Balance. New Balance 990 V3 Sea Salt.
Okay.
Again, no detailed story behind it or anything like that. Just a clean colorway, nice supple leathers. That's important to me. Joe?
Number 2 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Have a pair. Haven't worn them yet.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I was like, I don't know about these. But then I thought about, throughout the years, so many different iterations, the split toes, the homage to these, that I just bypassed.
Yeah.
LNF?
The lost and found Jordan 1s. And I want to say that.
Maybe I should have put this in my top
I want to say that because of this.
I thought maybe it would have been.
I want to say that because of this. Props to Jordan Brand for doing a ton of these different colorways we could call it the Jordan 1 boom in the last few years.
Yeah.
But like there hasn't been one that I've been like, oh, these are awesome, or
I need these.
Yeah. And I know when it came out, even on this podcast, I was like, really, like the distress, the old vintaging. But I give them props for just taking a classic. I think that when you take a classic and you retool it a little bit,
throw some storytelling on there,
and it like keeps all the DNA of what made the iconic shoe iconic, and then adds a layer to it.
Yeah.
To me, that's some of the best design.
You might be convincing me here. I might have to bump something off.
And I
in favor of
remember
Lost and
that there
Found
was like a
Jordan ones.
sticking point of like, oh, pre-distressed, really? And it's like so subtle. The shoe is so good. I think back to all these the bread with the Chicago
satin,
mashup,
black and red. Yeah,
just
this and that,
a ton. And if we take a step back and look at these lost and found Chicago Jordan 1s, I think that they nailed it, and I think it's my number 2.
Oh, can I put those on my?
Yeah.
I really thought you were
Should
going
I bump
to.
the Union Dunks off my list for these?
I think
It's up
that's
to
a
you.
Okay,
good-
and it's an important one because like
because you had him early.
He did. Team early.
I wasn't going to say that, but it's an important one. Wait, no, I already had enough. But, you know, people are like, oh, these guys just want to be contrarian and never wear Nike or Jordan. Anybody who's saying that, I have more Nike sneakers than you. I know more about Nike than you. I've interviewed more people at Nike than you. Nobody could ever pay attention to the things we do and say that we are intentionally contrarian and not wearing or covering Nike.
Little
PSA.
Basically, that's like all I collected for like the longest time was just Nike shoes.
You know, I went to the University of Ortiz. No.
Yo, look.
We are not going back down that route. We are not going back.
Okay. I'm putting those on my list.
That's fair.
This is a little last minute edit.
Red pandas?
The red pandas, exactly.
No
Shout out to
way.
Mr. Unloved Ones. You know what I'm talking about. The red pandas, baby. Officially. Welty, number 2?
Number 2, once again, shout out Australia.
Wow, we're back down under?
Okay.
You're never going to visit New Zealand because you're allergic to?
Kiwi.
Okay.
Shout out to Peter Jackson.
It's the other version of this up there store, New Balance 2002 R. I think the 2000 it's like a Charlotte Hornets looking colorway, Backyard Legends. It comes with a shroud on it. Like you said, neck breakers. It's one of those shoes that I was surprised that wore it in the summertime and just like walking through Times Square and people were like, "Oh, those are sick shoes."
Yeah.
You know, like someone says
People
that
wanted
to
to take a photo with you, and they were like, "Oh."
when people say
when
that,
someone does that, what do you do that? What's your pose? Let me see. When someone in Times Square, hold on, I want to see.
no, I don't do. I
Do you go like that?
that
Do you
never
do
happened.
that?
We'll just
Iron Man
Okay,
broke his
yeah.
neck.
What do you do?
when you
Oh,
just get
thanks.
that.
You go-
you
How
just
do you
get
do
that
it?
Yeah, Mickey
IRL.
Mouse frozen. Oh boy, those are fire.
You just get that IRL comment, and it's like,
Do you go like this? Yes. After you do that.
no, I think it just surprised me. It's like the 2002 had such a huge moment for New Balance this year. I think for many reasons, it's like the Made in USA shoes are just so expensive and limited to some extent where people can't get their hands on them. But the 2002 was such more of like a mass market shoe, but it's,
Relatively.
yeah, but had cheaper price point. You could actually get them to some extent, and this was like a cool colorway, cool version. Had the 990 V3 tongue on it like this. Australia had the shroud on it. Wore it to a family reunion.
Did they say anything?
I love how
They
all
said,
the
"Oh,
people.
Maddie's all grown up. Look."
Golly, gee willikers.
Maddie's a sneaker star.
Yeah, went to the horse racing track in Monmouth, New Jersey with the 2002
Okay.
up there's on.
Were you breaking necks out there?
I don't remember, but
right.
I just really
That's a
like,
no. He would have remembered if he did.
I
Every
just
single one.
really like that shoe.
I
So-
like that shoe a lot.
Oh, so now I'm back to the top.
This is your number 1 sneaker of the year.
Oh,
Personal
hold on.
favorite.
This was giving me so much anxiety to be like,
Oh, this is it. You're putting it out there. Wait,
It's a New Balance. We know that.
yes,
is it a friend of ours?
yes,
Do you know what it is?
Does he have 3 initials like me?
yes.
Okay, I know what it is. You know what it is too.
Hold on. Give me a second to think. 3 initials. New Balance. Oh my god. It's not Salehi.
Wow.
It's not Teddy.
Is he serious? Are you doing this for
No,
dramatic
I'm not.
effect?
No,
Okay.
It's not Ronnie.
Yeah. I still know who it is.
The 3 letters
Unless
aren't
he's thi-
ALD, right?
Unless he's thinking about unless he's thinking about it wrong.
Wait, where?
Yeah, Dave Matthews. Don't check your Slack. Dave Matthews, correct.
Dave Matthews. I'm not reading the Slack messages
am.
while we're
I am, brother.
recording. No. Don't.
Wait.
Wow. Is everybody listening to this like, I can't believe he hasn't gotten this yet?
Yeah, this is like it's not like anything crazy. No, I mean, it's my favorite
Wow.
shoe, but I'm not saying it's not like something obscure.
Wow, this is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
Can you tell me the
No, don't
tell me anything?
No, it doesn't warrant it.
Matt Welty's favorite sneaker of the year, favorite New Balance of the year. It's a collab. You can't clear that music. Don't play that music.
Aren't you friends with
2 seconds.
with the Jeopardy guy?
Who?
Ken Jennings.
I don't know. There was that guy you were friends with. Used to
Foster
play like
Kamer.
Magic the Gathering.
Big
with, who,
Jeopardy
like,
guy.
made it far
Tim
once.
Ayton, I'm not friends with him. I'm more an admirer of his, but he did.
We dropped the audio in
win
the
Jeopardy.
studio.
Wow.
He's gonna.
This is so embarrassing. What is this New Balance collab
Hold
I
on.
totally
hold
forgot
on.
about?
This is what I do when I'm having these situations.
Yeah, please tell me, Joe.
Forget you're here. Just you're alone. Think about it. A top. Let's gather the information. Okay. A top New Balance for him. 3 letters is a big hint. The only hint you're getting. It's a top New Balance of the year. He hasn't mentioned it in his top 5.
Oh my God.
Hello,
Oh
even
my
Babs.
God.
Wait, Babs. Just for the record, Babs
Yeah,
went
yeah.
like this. Babs,
Our
the camera
cameraman
guy, went like
behind the
this.
counter. Yeah.
Because
he was leaning, looking at
he
me like,
knows
how
now.
did you not know? The 3 letters are J, F, and G.
There
Yes.
we go.
Joe Freshgoods, New Balance.
99 3,
Yes.
pink pair.
Pink pair.
Oh my
which
God, Joe, I'm so sorry. I said I was coming to Chicago. I might not be able to go to Chicago now
No.
after I totally
Absolutely
blanked
not.
on Joe Fresh Goods.
What I would say is like, I don't know, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you didn't like the pink one the best always, did you? Because I got them.
Thank you for keeping him honest.
I think I got them for you. I think that I had them.
I think
the pink pair. No, we got them at the same time.
Yes.
But I had the pink
Thank
pair.
you for keeping him honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I had said that.
And you were like,
I liked the green one a lot at first, but the problem with the green one was, as I already have the Jound 990 V3s, similar shade. I didn't want like 2 of like my favorite or more favorite shoes this year to be like the same color.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go pink.
okay.
Yeah.
Solid choice.
Also,
It's in my top 10. I don't know. It's in my top 10.
yeah, great shoe. Love it. Shout out Joe. Great shoe. Also, funny tidbit, coworker of ours and friend, New Balance aficionado, Piper, said she's going to boycott New Balance if she doesn't get her hands on a pair of Joe Fresh Good 993s.
Okay.
Just
That
throwing
is
that
an
out
interesting tidbit.
Piper, we will find
Okay,
you
we
a
gotta-
pair of those New
okay.
Balance 993s. We will buy them on eBay. Authenticity guaranteed. Joe,
My number 1,
sneaker of the year.
not so much suspense. LV Air Force 1.
Thank you.
Just has to be in. Here's some new information that I'll give you.
Is
Love-
it that you bought me a pair for Christmas?
No,
Okay.
no, sorry. Love all the colorways.
Imagine opening that on Christmas Day.
Can you imagine?
Coming down on the
Can you imagine?
You'd be the grown-up
Just like-
version of
it's
like
how I
the
feel
N64.
when I got the mongoose spike when I was little. You know, the mongoose spike. I walked down the steps Christmas Day. I saw the mongoose spike. So what? What did I do to deserve this? I was good. That's why.
I'm sure
But can you imagine opening? Can you imagine opening a pair of LV Air Force Ones? You in your
can't.
footy pajamas just running down the steps.
I simply cannot. It's too far out of the realm of possibility.
But
It
there's
feels
what-
too much a fantasy for me to even consider it.
This is what I would say, guys. Here's my new information. I'm focused on getting the black pair.
Oh,
Okay?
Wow.
I'm focused on getting the black pair. It's probably never going to happen, but I'm going to, you know how like
Yeah.
we talked a little bit.
manifesting.
Yeah, we talked a little bit before the podcast about a jacket that, that I wanted. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what?
I'm just going to get the jacket.
This is going to be a way tougher. You know what did
Way
it for
more
me?
expensive.
Tiana Taylor had an Instagram and you had to like zoom in to say, oh, black Air. They were the LV Black Air Force Ones.
yeah.
And I love triple black. Those are the ones I'm zooming in on.
Black Air Force One Energy, Joe?
LV Air Force One, my number 1. Sorry if it's cliche. It just is what it is. I love all the colorways.
What scenario are you realistically wearing the Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones to?
A good shoot, 100%, and I would do it. Keep me honest. I
Big
would.
shoot. Yeah,
Yep.
when you
Which-
book somebody you're excited about.
I don't know if we're gonna get to it, but
Also maybe the
LV Air
Levi's.
Force One obviously meant a lot to you this year. So if you come down
Yeah.
to your Charlie Brown Christmas tree and you crack open a box and there's
Yeah.
a pair of Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones in there, not friends
Tears
and
of joy.
not friends and not friends and family included though. But which colorway would you be hoping to have?
I love that we can put this into the universe so people doing Christmas shopping for me can know exactly which pair of Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones to buy me. I'm looking at you, Joe. I guess maybe the blue and white of the retail.
Okay.
Yeah, or the green and white. That might be nice to wear to a future Oregon Ducks game once we make a
Oh.
big.
You would wear this shoe, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
he would wear them.
Yeah, I would do it.
Is that your number 1?
That's my number 1 sneaker of
Okay.
the year. Man, you know what? I feel like I don't even need to say that much because I have written about this sneaker extensively. I've probably penned over 10,000 words on the importance
Yes.
of the sneaker,
Yes.
the long historical significance of the sneaker, all the different touch points, everything Virgil Abloh did in designing the sneaker, all the references, the things we uncovered.
You going there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, to see some of Virgil's Nike work in person in Miami. So I love the Louis Vuitton Air Force One. I think it's the pinnacle of luxury sportswear. That's probably the best way to synthesize it. Obviously, because I said it. Again, just it's a Nike shoe at the top of my favorite sneakers of the year list. So again, no contrarian here. I don't own a pair. I was trying to manifest owning a pair. I was trying to actualize it. It's been a long storyline on this show and others about me finally getting my hands on the Louis Vuitton Air Force One. I don't know if I ever came anywhere close. Sometimes people DM me, they say, hey, I'll help you out with the pair. It never really amounts to much. There's still supposed to be a release of more pairs.
Oh.
So maybe sometime in the future I will get a chance to own them. Still nowhere near, but that doesn't change it. Sneaker of the year for me. Most important, best storytelling. Sorry, I don't need to keep going.
No, read all
Read all
about it.
Yeah.
Read all about it, because
You
there's a
know?
lot of
There's
hit
plenty
that
to read.
Brendan Dunne byline.
Yeah. Should we talk about the worst sneakers of the year?
Wait, can we before?
Okay.
Can we just mention one shoe that was like the one that we were considering?
A bubble
I
shoe?
mentioned
Sure,
mine.
sure.
I'm a Meunier.
Oh, I'm a Meunier. In for you, it was maybe the art. Now it might be the Union Dunks.
Dunk. Also, you know what? I really like the Supreme Nike Shocks.
Really? Did you
Yeah.
end up getting a pair? or
No,
not?
I might buy those somewhere down the
Donnie
line.
Clark.
the white
Okay.
and red ones.
I like Supreme Nike Shocks a lot. Sleeper to me. What about you? What's your bubble sneaker?
Oh man, I really not. I never got a chance to own it, but it grew on me. I do like the Tom Sachs GPS.
Yeah.
a lot.
That's on our top 10 sneakers of the year. That's the
I
complex
think that's
list.
a great shoe. I do think that was those shoes selling at Kohl's was my favorite sneaker moment
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
of the year. I just thought that was so awesome that they did that, and so many people just got a chance to go to like a regular retail big box retailer and
Yeah.
buy a pair.
Department store, yeah.
Yeah. Thought those were awesome. More, I don't know about you guys. I think I mentioned out here. The more and more I see that white and blue pair, the more I like love that
Yeah.
shoe.
Of the Tom Sachs
Like
GPS.
the first one, right?
Yeah.
I bought a pair for a friend.
I'm waiting
nice.
for, because they haven't come out this year yet, I'm waiting for the brown pair.
He had those on.
I don't like those.
I like those. He had
If
those.
when those release at retail, I think I'm going to bite the bullet and
Okay.
go for them.
All right. I wish you so much more than luck. Can we talk about the worst sneakers of the year?
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
we do a little bit of hating before we get out of here?
Let's hear.
Because I jotted some down,
Okay.
and this is important. Cactus plant flea market with the fur on them. We're not going to call them the Grinch because that's not officially that. Somebody at Nike will text me like, that has nothing to do with Grinch. I know. People just, it looks like a Grinch.
Wild shoe.
It's supposed to be like overgrow. That's
I
like
don't care what
the
it is.
theme behind it.
That's just not a wearable shoe. That doesn't need to
I
exist
saw a
to
lot
me.
of people catch W's on those, surprisingly. Maybe
Oh.
because not that many people were going for them, or I don't
What
know.
about shaved?
No, I'm not shaving the shoes down. I
He's
don't
not
like
shaving
them.
the mustache. He's not shaving the shoes.
Balenciaga, Adidas, Speed Trainer, and just that
Not
project
great.
as a whole just
Not great.
didn't need to exist. Super late.
It sucks, and then also kind of hard to get even behind Balenciaga right now in any form or fashion. So.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think the Supreme Blazers were a bit of a letdown. I don't want to say they were one of the worst shoes of the year, but
Yeah.
you know, we heard about that well early and thinking, oh, Supreme is going to redo their Blazer collection. That sounds amazing. But
People hopped on it just because they knew it was like a Supreme Blazer.
I bought
Tough
them.
to live up to the first batch, which are classics.
Yes, I bought them, but I'll just hopefully resell them and make $17 after the fees in 3 years' time. What do you guys think? Any picks for worst of the year?
I thought about it. I don't. I don't have it at the top of my.
Yeah.
You know?
I had to really go deep.
Yeah, shoes that I don't know. There's nothing that like I super hated on
What?
Yeah.
this year.
That's a cap.
I don't know.
Can I keep going then?
Yeah, keep going. Keep
You know
going.
what? I think it's a weird one. Zion Air Jordan 1 Low. I think that shoe is pretty gross looking, but I know that people on social media really like
don't
it.
I
think-
don't feel one way.
I don't think it. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I don't think it's.
I would have
gross.
singled it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't matter to me personally.
Yeah.
But there are people out there who love it, so I'm gonna let them love a shoe that they love. You know.
Wow, this is the growth that we were not expecting.
Growth went like this shit, you know?
Yeah, it's a sine wave.
Yep.
Knock the hot step. I think it's still.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There
still
we
not a
go.
very
Not
good shoe.
worst.
There we go.
I don't
no,
think
no, that's
worse,
a bad
but
shoe. That's a bad
I
shoe.
don't think
it's a
worse
dud.
though.
And this is
No.
and this is funny because we actually probably did include it on some of our year-end lists, and that's again, it feels like a big shoe for the audience, or it feels like a shoe that in general people like, but I don't like that.
No,
shoe
and
at
I
all.
think it's okay to call that one not a great shoe because there were such high expectations for a Drake Nike collaboration. And the fact that he went that vein of just some like obscure like budget point like early 2000s shoe that which have like oddly become popular through Instagram's like dope shape. But I don't think that shoe was a shoe that was like super well loved or reveled in by our audience. You know, it's not like, oh, you're hating on the Jordan 1 that we all loved this year. Like,
Right.
what's wrong with you?
Right.
I don't think
Nothing's wrong with me for the record.
No, I don't think the Nocta
Hot Step is on that level.
Yeah, where it's like people are gonna like die on the hill for that shoe.
Yeah. Some other random thing. There's a Bape New Balance 5740. I promise if you look it up, you'll be like, what?
I'd have to
What?
look that one up.
Yeah, those are, I don't know, those are most of the ones that came up in terms of worst of the year. Should we talk about, I guess maybe we'll talk about the actual list later on.
Yeah,
and maybe when we come back.
Yeah, let's see how the reaction is to the list, and then maybe we'll do, our first one back. We'll see.
Yeah. Last episode of the year.
Yep.
It's been a interesting couple of weeks here at the company. Yeah. I know we kind of alluded to it last week, and maybe we can be more candid or more transparent, but there's been some cuts at Complex and BuzzFeed, our parent company, and also, just on a personal level, I think we're all dealing with some grief right now. A dear friend of ours, Eddy Ortiz, longtime Complex employee, passed that same week that we got that news. So it's been a rough time for a lot of us, and we've tried to spend it close, keeping in touch with each other and reaching out to our extended Complex family, past and present, as we deal with these huge losses. I don't really have anything more eloquent to say about it, but I know we did that message in the last episode, and people weren't exactly sure what was going on, and that was going on, and then again this thing with the passing of our friend Eddy happened as well, and it's a lot to process.
Such a tremendous loss. Someone who was a centerpiece of that edit bullpen all those years, and
totally
had such like a high pressure job. Always handled it with such grace, and just did it in a way that like. You value someone whose personality is so different than yours and handles things in such a different way, but does it most of the time.
Never lost his cool.
Most
Never.
of the time,
Yeah, so calm.
better than like I would handle stuff sometimes. Yeah. And just the patience he had. We're sending thoughts out to his family.
Yeah.
We love you, Eddy, and to the whole Complex family, past and present. This all affected us tremendously, and been very, very tough couple weeks. We're trying to stay close, and we do these podcasts. We hope that for an hour or so, it gets our mind off things, and
I think obviously you've known Eddy for years. I've worked with him since 2014.
Yep.
Not to boil it down to something tiny, but obviously this being a sneaker podcast, one of the moments I always remember, Eddy was always a huge Air Max 1 guy. You'd always see him. He had so many Air Max 1s, and we used to do the sneakers in the office. I'd always come by, and he'd always be like, "Oh, you want to take a picture of my shoes? Okay." And he'd always have a new pair of Air.
That.
Always had a new pair of Air Max 1s on.
I love that.
But I remember seeing him at Complex Con last time I saw him. Of course, we were at the Clips show. He's front row.
This is this year, Complex Con.
Yeah.
Weeks ago.
And he had broke out a fresh pair of Air Max 90s. And I looked down, because me and him had talked about Air Maxes so many times over the year. And I looked down and I was like, oh, you had to break out a fresh pair for Complex Con. He just looks at me. He's like, I had to do it, man.
Oh, I love it. I love that. I'm so glad that you have that memory.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Wow.
We hold on to those memories. Rest in peace to our friend Eddy.
Yeah.
Love you, Eddy. All right. Listen, it's been a year.
Certainly.
Did a lot of episodes. We want you guys to binge the episodes. Let them run on YouTube. If you have them in your headphones, there's been a lot of good episodes.
Throw them on when you're hanging out with the family, maybe as
Exactly.
you're unwrapping presents on Christmas morning or however
That's
you
all they
celebrate
need is us
any
in the
holiday.
living room. What did little Johnny get? And we're talking about the 50-cent G-Unit deal with Todd Krinsky. But listen, go binge that
Classic.
one for sure. It's a classic. Maybe not for maybe I don't know. Break the eggnog out. And
My favorite holiday nog.
and listen, shouts to you guys, the audience, the fans who are always with us week after week. Gonna take a couple weeks off, but let me tell you, we'll be back. We'll be re-energized. We'll be ready for 2023. See everyone very soon. Please like, subscribe. Happy holidays to everyone. See you soon.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Or whatever you celebrate, again.
Yep.
Happy holidays.